Well, hello and welcome. My name is Josh Clark, your Vice President of Sales for NeoLife. Now, I'm here today to talk about the 3 daily success habits. And I say daily because it's not about doing these once or periodically, every now and then, but daily, day in and day out. And so let's take a look. First, before we get into the 3 daily success habits, I want to talk about mindset, because that's critical in order to be able to carry out these 3 daily success habits. So as we talk about mindset, your commitment to building this business, we're going to look at it from the standpoint of baseball. Okay, we've all heard of baseball or played baseball or coached baseball, right? So here we have a simple baseball diamond. And as we talk about mindset, when you step up to the plate, first thing we got to recognize in this business, just like baseball, is that the guy who's on the pitcher's mound is what? Is he on your team when you're stepping up to bat? Of course not, right? He's out to strike you out. And so in order to face the pitcher, you've got to be committed. You can't be playing around. I'm coaching Little League. You can't bring your parents up to the plate. I mean, you've got to be committed. You've got to be all in. And in order to be all in, and we're going to write all in order to be all in, you have to have a why. In fact, you have to have a why that will motivate you to take action and do the necessary disciplines in order consistently, day in and day out, to have success in this business. So, what is your why? And when we talk about why, there's a difference between goals and a why. And here's the difference. If I had a 40-foot plank, a 2x10, 40 feet long, and I asked you to walk across it on the ground for $20, you say, of course, sure, give me your $20. That's easy. But what if I took that 40-foot long plank and I were to set it between 2 100-story towers, and I asked you to walk across it for $20? Would you do it? Of course not, right? Josh, you're crazy. Now, but wait, what if I told you in that building, the 100-story building on the other end of that plank, your child is in a building that's on fire? Would you walk across it? Of course you would. You'd be gone. You wouldn't even ask for the $20. What changed? Your why. You had a motivating enough why that drove you to action. So what is the why that will drive you to action and compel you to be all in and committed to this business? See, now people give us words regularly. You hear things like, oh, I'm all in, I want to succeed, I'm going to build this big. Okay, but if you have to choose between believing somebody's words or actions, which one are you going to go with? They're actions every time. So I want to talk to you about, how do you start in this business? Okay, how do you step up to the plate to face this pitcher? Well, you know how you know if somebody's committed and all in? It's how they begin in this business. Do they choose a kit? Why do they need a kit? Because a kit has your samples, your tools, your complete success system in a box. And we find that the people who are the most successful begin with a senior manager kit. A senior manager kit. And in fact, you save over $300 by the low wholesale cost by getting started with a senior manager kit. And it puts you in the best position to earn. Okay? Now, so first thing is, you have to step up to the plate, you have to be all in and committed. And then the first thing we're going to do, the first base you're going to run to is right first base. Now, do you know how you know the character of a baseball player? What happens after he hits that ball? Regardless of how well he hits the ball, every time he should run through first base. Now, what is first base in this business? First base is use the products. Now, excuse my writing, it's not fancy. I guess I should have been a doctor, but use the products. Now, what are some applications of first base, of using the products? Number one, you use all the products. If NeoLife carries it and you have a business, your own business, why would you buy those products from a competitor when you can buy them from your own store? And if NeoLife carries it, you can bet it's a product of excellence. It's a product you'll want to use in your home. So number one, you use the products. In fact, recently I was walking through the home and I spied a bottle of soap from the store. And so I called a family meeting and I said, this is going to be a learning moment, those moments I remember for life. And I said, kids, how did we get this bottle of soap in here? I don't know. And finally somebody said, a guest that was here brought that bottle of soap. I said, is the guest here? He said, no. I took that bottle of soap, I threw it in the trash can, and I said, we use NeoLife products. We sell NeoLife, we believe in it, and we use it throughout our home, from laundry detergent to cleaners to skincare to nutritional products. So number one, use the products. Now, again, we're going to talk about applications of that. 100 PV auto ship. So you want to automatically have an order that comes to you every single month with at least 100 PV. for a couple of reasons. One, 100 PV is what you need to have to earn commissions. And you shouldn't be earning a commission, right, if you're not committed and all in and using the products. And so you want to set that auto ship up, but it also will guarantee that you're eligible for any weekly bonuses that could come your way due to activity within your team. So that's very important, and lead your team by example. Now, the other thing you want to do is you want to be the proof the product works. So you want to join the challenge, either the fitness challenge or the weight loss challenge, or both. So we're going to write join the challenge. Okay, so now you're going to first base every time. Regardless, you're always going to first base. And then now we want to get to second base, right? If we're going to get home, we've got to get to second. So what is second base? Second base is share the products. Okay, so let's put share the products. Share the products and the business, but you gotta share it. It won't just happen. You gotta step out there and reach out and care and tell someone. Now, here at second base, I encourage people to, I encourage you to talk to 3 a day, every day. And in fact, you want to have this as like something you repeat to yourself regularly. You ingrain in your psychology, 3 a day, every day, 3 a day, every day. Put 3 beans in your pocket. Don't come home to those, you one by one, throwing those beans on the ground as you've talked to people, right? You've planted seeds, or in this case, you've planted beans, right? But you know, it's not so much about how many, it's about doing it every single day. So if you haven't talked to anyone last week, talk to at least 1 a day, every day, and then increase that as your confidence grows. But again, whatever you do, it's daily, right? And so what are a couple applications of sharing the products? Now, again, I recommend 3 a day. But what are some ways we can share it with them? Well, we have a getting started guide in your back office under business tools. It has scripts. It has different scenarios to show you how you can, it works for everyone. Whatever your personality, your way of communicating and engaging people, it has scripts written for that. But here's a couple of tools in this business to help you effectively do that. You want to schedule 4 shake parties right away. I mean, immediately schedule 4. Why 4? Well, you didn't learn to ride a bicycle the first time you hopped on, did you? You know, I'm trying to learn to ride a unicycle right now. And you know, it's taken me getting back on, falling off, getting on. But if you do 4, I guarantee you'll have success. Your team will have success. So 4 shake parties. Okay? And then, you know what's going to happen with those 4 shake parties? Perhaps in the first one, it happens many times. But certainly after a couple, that new person, maybe that's you, maybe it's someone in your team, they're going to get their products for free. Share it with 3, get yours free. 3 for free. So go out, you're going to see the fruit of that right away. Then they're going to see people coming on as promoters, engaging in their business, and see their business grow. Now, what's another way you can do that? You can also sample the products. Okay, now that comes back to the senior manager kit right here. Because the senior manager kit is the best package to get started as products to sample, products to share. And by the way, not only do you need these tools that are in the senior manager kit, but you also don't forget, if you don't get started all in and all committed in the very beginning, then the rest of your career, people will say, well, how did you get started? It's all about leading by example, okay? And then, so back to 4 shake parties, sample, and again, everything's in that kit. And then the next one is you can share a web health talk that's in a link that's on your website. And it's a 30-minute quick explanation of the products, you know, the need for supplementation, what are the gaps in our diet, who do we trust, why is NeoLife different? And it goes through the core products and shows them how to get started. So if they can't come to a shake party or you can't get a sample to them right away, then you can invite them to listen to that web health talk. So you've got several tools to help you engage people. But whatever you do it daily. Now, with this simple baseball diamond illustrating the 3 daily success habits, you're going to be able to diagnose or consult with yourself as you evaluate your business on a day-to-day basis, but you're also going to be able to help your team, because it all comes right back to this. When somebody says, well, I want to succeed, what do I do? Number 1, you find your why. What motivates you to get started? You choose your kit. You're all in. You're ready to go. Now you're using the products every day. Person says, but I'm not having the success I want. I'm using them. Okay, great. Well, how many people are you sharing it with? 3 a day, every day? Are you doing it consistently, or is it haphazardly? And they say, okay, I'm doing it consistently. All right, great. Now there's one more base that we've got to go to before we get home. And that base, that is third base. And third base is This is absolutely critical. Third base is personal development. Okay? And I recommend 15 minutes a day, at least 15 minutes a day. You see, because you can't teach what you don't know, and you can't lead where you won't go. So you've got to continue developing, and that's one of my favorite parts of this business. I mean, it's great using the products and getting healthy and feeling good and being fit and in shape, but you know what? It's also about developing right here as a leader, and that's exciting. So go back to this and look at what are direct applications for personal development and things that we provide to this business that can help you with that. Okay, here's a couple examples. We have the conference calls. Conference calls are on Monday, and we have a product call every Monday. We have a leadership call every Tuesday, and then we have a leadership call in Spanish every Wednesday. So there's no excuse not to be engaging, in those conference calls every week. And if you miss it because you're doing a shake party, only excuse, right? Then you can go to the bottom of your website, scroll down to the bottom, and it has a link right there the following day to that call. So very important that if you miss it, you listen to the recording. We also have a hotline. You can drive home from work and listen to it. It's all right there in the website. Now, the other thing you want to do with this is invite your team to the conference call. So you want to, before the call, run down, remind everybody to hop on the call. It's a great way to touch base, offer value, and connect with your team. So conference calls. Now, what's another resource? Well, another resource for that is our meetings, our NeoLife events, our training sessions. And one of those, the most important, is the biggest event of the year. What is it? Convention, the North America Convention. So I want to encourage you to make sure that you're registered for convention. Now, convention, the 2015 convention already took place a couple months ago, and there's more people registered for next year's convention and paid than attended this year's. Folks, this company is growing. We're going places. You've got on the train at the right time, but you need to lead by example. Go ahead and register for convention. Go to neolifeconvention.com. Get yourself, make sure you're committed, and then lead your team right away within the first 30 days. If they register for convention, they're going to save $100 off walk-in price. So there's a couple ways that you can engage in personal development. But beyond that, it's about reading books, listening to audios, anything that can help you continue to grow and develop as a person so that you can then help your team and continue this cycle on a daily basis. Now, speaking of, earlier I told you it's not enough to know these things, it's about taking action. And there's a quote that says, concerning the initiatives and all initiatives in creation, there's one elementary truth, that the moment that one definitely commits oneself, then divine providence steps in. So the key is you've got to make a decision that you're going to definitely do this thing. Because if you're just trying half-heartedly engaged, I can tell you right now, you won't enjoy the kind of success that you're seeking. Because in order to run these bases every day, you've got to be committed. So use the products, share the products, and don't forget here, we have a great Getting Started book that has scripts and all, how to talk to people, that's going to help make this simple and duplicatable so you can do it, you can teach it to your team, and then make sure you're engaging in personal development. And if you do that, you're going to hit home runs, and we'll see you at the top. And I look forward to congratulating you and at our next big event on a job well done and lives that you stepped out and changed due to your 3 daily success habits. Thank you. That's all for today.